Welcome to Yin Yoga. I'm Christy. Let's take a breath. Let your chin drop down towards your chest. Let the back of your neck lengthen. Notice how that is. And then see if you can turn a little bit to the right without any pain. We're trying to release some tension through the neck and shoulders. Come back to the middle and see how it is to look to the left. And then come on back to center. Let your head lift up and try to lift your spine up nice and tall. We're going to take the arms out behind us and then reach them up towards the ceiling. Grab hold of your right wrist, bend gently to your left side. Come back through center. We're gonna let the hands drop down, and behind the back we're gonna interlace fingers. So let hands come down behind you, interlace fingers, pull hands down towards the floor. So your shoulders pull down and you're working on lifting maybe it feels like the rib cage just lifting up towards the ceiling. Big full breath. And then release arms, bring them back up overhead. And we're gonna grab hold of the left wrist and tip to the right. Breathing. And then back to center. Oh, let your arms come on down. Take a breath. So this week I'm thinking about simplicity. And so we're just going to try to keep our practice nice and simple. Because if you're anything like me, you're in your head way too much and you make things complicated. Right? There's so many options for the ways that we practice yoga. All the things in our lives. Everything is so complicated. And I'm just really reflecting on how I find simplicity helpful for my nervous system, to help my nervous system calm down. When I start making things complicated, all right, my mind, I start getting wound up. So I think for me, some of that is like I'm thinking about purging some physical objects, which I'm always working on in my home. But for other people, having a lot of things can feel comforting. So you just want to think about, what does simplicity mean for you? Is that a comfortable sense? Is that a comfortable concept, simplicity, or is there some agitation in simplicity? So we're just going to think about that today. About what do we make complicated? What doesn't need to be so complicated? And how does simplicity feel? So taking a couple more breaths. We want to always look for the things that really resonate with us. And we don't always know how we feel about things. When our nervous systems are wound up, it can be harder to know how we're feeling and what we're feeling about things. It's harder to make decisions. Okay, so we're going to do a supported back bend. You're going to want a blanket or a towel or a pillow. Yesterday in my lunchtime class, everybody just lay on their bellies. Not everybody. Most people just decided at the end of class they were just going to lie on their bellies, which was just so great to me that everybody just knew where they wanted to be in that moment. And again, there was just this simplicity, like we had done a pose on the belly and then they just decided they were going to stay there. Right? So that's right. What feels right in the moment is a lot of what we're looking for. So a blanket or a towel, again, just kind of a simple, easy prop. Most people have something they can use. A yoga blanket, a yoga mat could be rolled up too. All right, mine's lumpy. Try to smooth it out. And so it's funny how, it's like that Princess and the Pea story. When you're lying on top of a blanket that's a little bit lumpy, you can often really feel that. Try to get that smooth. And you can choose to do this along your spine. I'm gonna do it across my spine. And the thing I like about having a blanket or a towel is that you can roll up however much you want to. So you can adjust how thick this support is. So if it feels like it's too much or too little, you can vary it. Some people might roll up 2 blankets together, you know, stack them on top of each other, or 2 towels. And then we want our shoulder blades. Oh, mine's still lumpy. All right, it's not gonna be perfect today. I'm gonna try to be not perfectionist and keep it simple. Have it be good enough. So we want it to be right under the shoulder blades, or so right below the shoulder blades along the spine, or really your shoulder blades could be on it. Sometimes I like it that way. So we're gonna come on down and let's see if I can get myself positioned correctly here. And then where's my timer? I never know what I did with that phone. All right, there it is. So I already felt a little crack, just that one little leaning back on this. I felt a little crack already. All right, come on. My ever-aging phone. And so you want to look for that. What I just felt there was this little bit of intensity, but I took a big inhale, and then I was able to soften. So you're looking for that cue, that clue of, am I able to soften and relax a little bit, or is it too intense and everything is tightening up? So if you feel like nothing's able to let go, then you want that support to be a little thinner, a little smaller. So arms can go really any place that feels nice. It may just be that your arms are straight out to your sides. I'm feeling like I want to bring mine up. And then we're watching for, again, what am I feeling in this position? So if you're in, a place where you feel like your back's letting go, at some point you may decide, okay, my support really isn't quite as thick as I would like. But if it goes the other way, it starts to feel more uncomfortable, more intense, then you can either just come off altogether, or you can try to unroll a little bit. And then breathe. So it's just a simple little support. It's a simple pose. And you can have your feet on the floor. So I've got my feet on the floor a little bit wide, knees leaning against one another so that my legs can relax. If you have your knees up, you tend to be holding a little bit. So if you let the feet shift out a bit and let your knees lean in, then the legs may feel like they're letting go a little more. But if you prefer, your legs can be straight, or you can have your feet together, soles of your feet together, so you're in a cobbler's pose. And my feet are sliding on the blanket. Just noticing what you're experiencing, what's too intense. And then are you able to let go a little? I'm feeling like I want the slightest little support under my head. So I'm going to try hands underneath my head. And maybe imagine that you're just able to breathe out all the things that are complicated in your life. Doesn't have to be anything specific. You can just, what comes to you, and what do you visualize, what do you experience when you think about just breathing out all the complexities of your life. try to just roll to our right side. I'm going to see how this goes. If you need to be flat, you can stop the video and just be flat. But we're going to see how is it to roll to the right. And let this now be under the side of the body. So again, you want your shoulder blade to come up to be above this little roll. You're probably going to want either something under your head or let your head rest on your right arm. So you want this arm to be up. We're just going to put a little pressure against the sides of the ribs. So we're bending the spine a little bit with this support. So I'm feeling less than I was when we were on the back. And where this left arm goes, you might decide to bring it up overhead. You might move it around a little bit. It might come behind you, or it might rest on the body. So I've got a little side pocket here. If you have something like that, you might want to just let your hand be held by the pocket. What would simplicity feel like? What could be simpler in your life, and what would that feel like? So I'm gonna flip, but you can just roll to your other side. If you want to try coming through the middle, you might take a breath on the belly. So depending again on how thick that support is, what's going on for you, that may or may not feel nice. So that's what I think that's a harder one to do, is to try to get it right on the top ribs and not be super duper uncomfortable. So if you want to just roll to your back and then to your left side, I'm just going to flip here so I'm still facing the camera. Have a sip of water. And we'll see what this side brings. So again, try to get that roll right underneath your left shoulder blade. And left arm extends out. Right arm can go where you like. And breathe. So for me, this side's more uncomfortable. The other side was pretty comfortable. This one's not so much. So I'm going to pay attention to how I'm doing as we go along here. And then we need to adjust slightly where I'm positioned. Yeah, that's a piece of it. So breathing, letting go. And then we're just gonna slide onto the belly so we can pull this prop out now. Maybe use it as a little pillow. We're gonna bring it into a half frog. So we're just gonna slide on into a half frog. Bring your right knee up to about hip height. So you've got that inner leg facing the floor, the front of the hip bone is facing the floor. If it's too much, back up. Create a little extra space underneath the hip. If it's not too much, push your knee out a little further away from your hip. And breathe. So you can position your body anywhere you want to. If you feel like you want to kind of come over, bring the torso over your head, over a little bit more to your right, so you get a little bit of a stretch through the left side of your body. You might find that comfortable. Great. Now this leg. And just notice how you are. Do you need to move a little bit here? I think I'm going to do a child's pose. And then we're going to take it into the second side. So left knee is going to come up to about hip height. And then again, do you want to bring your body over a little bit? What feels nice? And take a nice full breath. Release it out. And notice how you're doing. So is this becoming a little bit easier just to let go into the floor? How does it feel to spend this much time really on the floor? Or has it been hard today to be still and to get your mind to slow down a little bit? We're going to straighten out the left leg. And then we're going to slide it right into a child's pose. Letting your hips come back to your heels, let your head come down. And if you like, you can have something under your head or even under your arms. It does not have to always be your arms just straight out. Might even be arms alongside your legs today. Knees can be wide. And then we're just gonna slide back onto our backs. And you might choose to put something underneath your head. We're gonna take it into a twist. So I'm already on my side. I'm just gonna bring my knees up a little bit and work on taking my left arm back. So my knees are going to my right. The arms are stretching out at shoulder height. And you can use anything that you want here. Between the knees, under the knees, if you want a little more support, if this top hip feels like it's being pulled too much, like it's not dropping down nicely. I have that trouble when I go to the other side. You can also come a little more to your side if that works better for you. But we're trying to get this little twist in. So ideally, you'll take your left shoulder blade backward. flip over to the other side. So any way you want to get out of this side, you can stretch out or you can pull your knees in if you like. And then we're going to take the legs over to the left. So knees bent, let them drop over to your left side. And again, notice how you are here. Do you need something under or on top of? I feel like sometimes like this right leg of mine, like it can actually use a little weight on it to hold it down. So it's not so tight, but it's just a little tight and the knee doesn't come all the way down. So I'm just going to try putting my meditation cushion on top of it. And I may have to change it at some point, but we're going to see how that goes. And come on out, back to the middle. So again, you could stretch, maybe pull knees gently in. You can do a happy baby, reaching for your feet. And then Shavasana. So I'm going to shift my props. Bring a bigger pillow under my head. And so again, if you just want something, maybe you're not cold, but you just want a little weight on you, you can put something on your abdomen for just a little bit of comfort. Yeah, if you're chilly, something over you. And here too, legs can be straight or feet can be on the floor, and you can decide where you're comfortable. If you've got something you can put your lower legs up on, right? Like I was thinking about maybe shifting to my couch, but I think I'm just gonna keep my feet down, keep it simple. But you can try to elevate your lower legs onto a chair, a piece of furniture. And then breathing. And take a deeper breath. Notice how you are. There's a little bit of movement again, maybe another little stretch. Before you roll to your side. And then the hardest part is going to be making your way back up into a seated position. So maybe just reflect on how that was a very simplistic practice. So how did that work for you? Then we're going to bring hands to the heart, or they can rest on your legs, wherever you're comfortable. Nice full inhale. Exhale it out. Thank you for being here and sharing in this practice today. Namaste.